Hello. Welcome to the Core Dog Experience. Here to talk college football, Ohio State Buckeyes, college sports in general. If you're feeling what you're hearing, please hit that like button. If you want sports talk from a fan's point of view, please subscribe. Now, that out the way. Please subscribe though, but that out the way. Now, I wasn't going to do one on this one. I really wasn't. South Carolina, Illinois game just ended. Illinois gets another win for the Big Ten. And like I said, if you've seen my Michigan, Alabama take, at the time I was posting that one, Illinois was up 7-3. It's still first half, and I didn't know how the game was going in. But Illinois holds on to win. I do believe now the Big Ten is 3-1 against the SEC. But more importantly, it's just again, South Carolina, like Alabama, was one of those teams that was whining and crying about being in the playoffs. And again, I wasn't going to really do one on this one, but how can you not after some of the stuff that happened in that game? For y'all who seen the game, y'all know what I'm talking about. That shit was funny. I didn't see a lot of the first half because I was making my Michigan Alabama recorded video, but that shit was funny. What he did, Brett Bielema, for those, I don't know what happened in the first half. Folks are watching this and can fill me in on what happened, but evidently it got to do something with the substitution pattern that was going on in that game, and Brett Bielema was either mocking Shane Beamer, I don't know, but playing the third quarter, fourth quarter, whatever quarter it was, Illinois player got hurt near the South Carolina sideline, and while they was tending to him, Bielema walking over there, and halfway across the field, he started holding out his arms. I'm like, okay. First they didn't show it, and I'm like, what's going on? And then, his player gets up, and Brett does it again. Look directly at the bench, he do that shit again. And he started walking back. And whatever, I don't know what happened in the first half, but whatever, it set Shane Beamer off. He went ballistic. Oh, and I was like, what are you doing? Because South Carolina, they was in the red zone. That's like, why are you trying to piss them off and get them all riled up? And they in the red zone, and y'all nursing a 4-point lead. I think they was up 17-13 at the time. Whatever. Illinois had a slight lead at the time, and they were nursing that lead. You're like, why are you trying to piss them off? And they fixing the score. Oh, he picked whatever that was, whatever he's doing, mocking them, whatever. He pissed the hell out of South Carolina and they coach. I was like, dude, what are you doing? They getting ready to score. Why are you gonna go piss them off like that? And he was animated. He was spitting, cursing, mother effing. He was saying it all, and I was like, what the hell happened in that first half that I missed? Cause something went down evidently that I missed, and it was just funny as hell on what was going on between the coaches. I ain't never seen that before, and it just again another I was like, so South Carolina they go on and score. They go up 17-14. They take the lead. About 5, 6, 7 minutes left to go in the game, and Illinois get the ball back. That's like, dude, if you don't score, whatever this was, you may have just cost yourself the team because South Carolina was amped up. Don't say it don't matter, because I've listened to, heard some snippets of the Paul Feinbaum show, and fans are calling in saying it don't matter. After that, it may not have mattered, but after this shit here, oh yeah, it mattered to Shane Beamer. He wanted to win. If he didn't before, he most definitely wanted to win that game against that coach. But they couldn't hold up. They scored. Illinois go right back down the field and score again and take the lead right back. I'll be Brett. When he was at Wisconsin, he could be annoying. Brett could be annoying when he was back at Wisconsin. He had some good teams, and he had a way of getting under your skin. And boy, did he get under Shane Beamer's skin! And like I said, that whole scene was just comical. And like the announcer was saying, where's the taunting penalty? Because I wouldn't have blamed the refs for throwing the flag for that. Because like they were saying after the fact, after the stuff had settled down some, they bring in the expert, the rules expert, like, hey, should there have been a taunting penalty on that? The coach? Because players will get it in a second. But they ain't called nothing on Brad. He literally walked all the way across the field doing that. His player got up on the South Carolina sideline, near the South Carolina sideline. He looked directly at the bench and did that shit again. And that set Beamer off, set the whole sideline off. And like I said, they go on and score, but they couldn't hold Illinois out the end zone. And then they go really right down the field and score again. And go up again. South Carolina had one last chance, but they had to turn over on downs, and Illinois had the big run at the end as they were trying to cement the game away, and they ran out the clock. And again, I just thought it was funny. Wasn't planning on doing one until this. But now I'm glad I did, because now I just get this a little more stuff. All that whining and crying about how they deserve to be in the playoffs. 2 9-3 teams. South Carolina was ranked higher. They were favored to win. By all accounts, Illinois was my 5th, 6th best team in the Big Ten, if even that high. And Big Ten beats the SEC again. Not to know how the rest of the playoffs are going to play out. SEC could very well win the whole thing with Texas and Georgia. They have the luxury of not having to go against their own. Ohio State and Oregon got to play each other, but it is what it is. But I just thought that was fascinating. Again, wasn't planning on doing one. South Carolina, Illinois, but thanks to the antics that went on in that game, and then this a little bit more a piling on the SEC and the Big Ten. Big Ten is now, I do believe they stand at 3 victories to 1 defeat against the SEC, and 2 of those defeats by the SEC were teams whining about them not being in the playoffs. Over Indiana was the main focus of them crying. And again, Indiana, when it was all said and done, only lost by 10 points. But I ain't gonna watch the Michigan Alabama snap reaction for more on that. But again, just interesting. The dominance by the SEC, they ain't been so dominant. They just alright. And they still might win it all for Georgia and Texas. But other than that, the rest of it it's a mediocre conference. I think top to bottom, Big Ten has been better this year, and I think these bowl games are proving it. Now, bowl games don't mean nothing. It don't matter. This is what the SEC has built a reputation on, is doing well in bowl games in previous years. They can't say that so much this year. Like I said, they may still have a winning record when all said and done. Georgia and Texas may very well win the whole thing when it's all said and done. But that was their whole thing. The middle of the conference at the SEC was better than everybody else's. Nah, not so fast. Not so much this year. So right now, Big Ten got the upper hand so far. See how the rest of these games play out. And again, hats off to Illinois. Like I said, I root for the Big Ten in particular when we go against the SEC. Not like I don't like their brand of football. I just don't like the bias and the favoritism the SEC seems to get from the four-letter network. But if Brett Bielema ain't doing this shit, they having their little argument and stuff, I probably ain't doing this, because I just thought that was funny, and just another opportunity for just not just the gloat, just to throw it out there. Be careful when you do all that whining and crying about who ain't get in and who should be in and this, that, and the other. And I bet the committee, they probably smiling about the SEC folks, coaches, talking heads, Feinbaum, Herb Street, whoever, were ranking the committee over the coals for their for their playoff selections. Maybe not so much now, given how the three teams, like I said, Ole Miss is still left to play. We'll see how they do. It'll be interesting. But I just had to do one. I had to do a South Carolina Illinois take, because I said, please don't let Illinois win. Go back and look at my Michigan Alabama snap reaction. I said in there at the time I was doing that with Illinois was, I was like, please don't let Illinois win, because that just further just piling on at this point. And I don't mind piling on. I just thought the whole scene was comical. It was any time at all for a coach to get caught for taunting. I'm sorry, that was it. You cannot walk across the whole field, whatever that, I guess, whatever gesture that is that the referees make when the substitution's happening. He walked across the whole field doing that. Got to their sideline, looked at the bench, and did it again. He should have. Yeah, where's the flag? I have to agree with them on that one. He should have been flagged for that. But that's what Brett does. He has a way of getting under your skin, and thankfully for him, his team backed it up. Illinois, they went toe to toe with South Carolina. Was supposed to be a more physical team. Illinois went blow for blow with them, outrushed them in that fourth quarter. As I said, and when it came down to getting the drive, to run out the clock, they got the big run, and pretty much cemented the game at the end of that fourth quarter. And like I said, notched another victory for the Big Ten. Brett Bielema, his boys backed him up. So you can't do that and go out there and lose. And you can't, Beamer, you can't get that mad and get that pissed off and still lose the game. I mean, come on now. You guys punched it in. You should have been able to hold with your defense that everyone was talking about. But Illinois went right back down the field. So again, didn't see much of the first half. But I said I'm doing my Michigan Alabama video, so folks want to clue a brother in on what went down for all the substitution stuff and why Brett felt the need to do that in the first place. Please fill me in. And what did you think about it? Shouldn't he have gotten the penalty? Was that taunting by the coach or what? You can't get more egregious than that, but it is what it is. Again, Big Ten 3-1 against the SEC in these bowl games, and just I don't know, a lesson to be learned. I don't know, karma. I don't know, but don't do all that whining and crying about your teams that should have been in, and they come out and they lay eggs in the bowl games. Cause Alabama's laid an egg. South Carolina laid an egg. Both of them were favored, by the way. Tennessee was supposed to put up a much better game against Ohio State, and that turned out to be the biggest of blowout. So the SEC and all that whining and crying, just the performance on the field don't match the whining and crying you guys have been doing off the field. You know, like these hypothetical wins. Once you, gosh, that's why they play the game. Hypothetically speaking, y'all was undefeated. Until they actually lined up and actually played the game. I'm pretty sure all the Alabama fans thought they were going to run through Michigan. All the South Carolina fans knew for sure they were going to run through an Illinois team. And just ain't happening. It just ain't happening. And Missouri sweated one out against Iowa. So that's they lone win so far against the Big Ten. But I think as it stands right now, they might be, it looks like they're 4-4. I think LSU's about to win their bowl game. So SEC's 4-4, I believe, in bowl games. So again, they just all right this year. They built a reputation on these bowl games and the performance of the bowl games. If we gonna use their performances in bowl games to build them up, you can use these bowl games to bring them down a notch. Cause this season, more than any, it showed the SEC they weren't the most dominant conference this year. They weren't the best conference this year. Not to say they won't win it with Georgia and Texas, but I think from top to bottom, the Big Ten has been a better conference. But that's just me. I'm being a homer. I don't know. I just do think that game was funny. That was comical to how that played out. Who knew? Who knew? But anyway, again, if if you if you're feeling what you hear, please hit that like button. You like talking college sports, from a fan's point of view. Please subscribe. That's to help a brother out, grow this thing out, and hit me up in the comments exactly what went down in that first half, what that made Brett want to feel like he had to do that to begin with. And shouldn't coaches get a taunting penalty when it's warranted? Hit me up in the comments. I try to respond to everything. And and again, Ohio State, Oregon tomorrow. Hopefully that is a good game. We'll see how that plays out. But hey, until next time, you know how it goes. OHIO, go Bucks. I'm out.